Hi everyone, my name is Coco. Today, I'd like to tell you about Tao Te Ching, written by Lao Tzu, and Art of War by Sun Tzu. All translations from Chinese to English are mine. They may not be the same as those that you have read before. First, the truth seems to be falsehood. That's a feature of Tao Te Ching, and also in Art of War. One example of a paradox is make haste slowly. Paradoxes abound in Tao Te Ching. In Latin, that would be veritas falsum videtur. The truth seems to be falsehood. Yet, not every message is a paradox. Therefore, we have to be careful when we read Tao Te Ching. Examples of a paradox are as follows. In Art of War, we see the one who can force the enemy to give up a fight without any action is the best of the best. Or trap a unit in a location where it has to fight hard or perish. Then this unit will survive. And in Tao Te Ching, we see the weak overpowers the strong. Also, no substance in the world is softer than water, yet nothing is stronger than water when attacking a stronghold, as nothing can change water's paradoxical nature. Now, the number in front of the passage indicates the chapter number in Tao Te Ching. Second, imperceptible action. Sun Tzu says, therefore, a commander who wins 100 victories in 100 battles is not the best of the best. The one who can force the enemy to give up the fight without any action is the best of the best. And Lao Tzu says, the Tao often seems to take no action, but it acts on everything. If rulers can observe this rule, all things will take care of themselves. Number 3, imperceptible formation. Sun Tzu says, therefore, the ultimate formation of an army is imperceptible formation. The imperceptible formation is something a deeply embedded spy cannot observe, and a smart strategist of the enemy cannot plot against. And in Tao Te Ching, we see the greatest phenomenon has no perceptible form. Four, knowing the enemy and ourselves. Sun Tzu says, when we know the enemy and ourselves, we will not be exhausted even after 100 battles. And Lao Tzu says, he who knows the others is intelligent. He who knows himself is wise. He who overpowers the others is powerful. He who overpowers himself is strong. 5. Water. Both Sun Tzu and Lao Tzu like to use the water analogy. For example, Sun Tzu says in the chapter Illusion and Reality, water flows with the terrain, while the army wins depending on the condition of the enemy. Therefore, the army does not have a constant formation, and water does not have a constant form. And Lao Tzu says, the highest virtue resembles water. No substance in the world is softer than water. Yet nothing is stronger than water when attacking a stronghold, as nothing can change water's paradoxical nature. These 4 Chinese words mean create, weird, secure victory. That's the Chinese way of saying think outside the box. Sun Tzu says, in warfare, 2 forces engage each other with conventional methods, but the winner secures victory with unconventional methods. And Lao Tzu says, govern the state with conventional methods. Deploy the armed forces with conventional methods. Rule the world with imperceptible action. 7. Deceiving the enemy. Sun Tzu says, military affairs are an art of deception. Therefore, if we're capable of doing something, we show the enemy that we're incapable of doing it. If we're about to send in our forces, we show them we are not. And Lao Tzu says, before the Tao constricts something, the Tao would expand it. Before the Tao weakens something, the Tao would strengthen it. This principle is called sublime clarity. 8. Deceiving our own. This is the most interesting and controversial part in both Art of War and Tao Te Ching. Sun Tzu says, the commander must be calm and composed and lead the troops with established rules. He must be able to fool the eyes and ears of his soldiers and make them ignorant of the strategy. The problem is, the qualities that define the military commander are intelligence, trustworthiness, compassion, courage, and discipline, as outlined in the first chapter of Art of War, Initial Planning. But if you fool the soldiers too much and too often, you lose trust. Likewise, Lao Tzu has a problem. He says that the wise ruler makes the people ignorant and desireless. The wise ruler makes the intelligent people dare not take action. He also says, those who are good at using the Tao in the old days use it not to make the people smart, but to make them foolish. And the problem with these passages is that they are often interpreted as anti-intellectualism throughout history. 9. The attack of no attack and the benefits of imperceptible action. Sun Tzu says, there are some rules that should not be followed. There are some enemy forces that should not be attacked. And there are some cities that should not be raided. And Lao Tzu is more abstract in his description of this idea. He says, 30 spots converge on the hub. The absence of material in the hub renders the use of the vehicle. Clay is shaped into wares. The absence of material renders the use of the ware. A wall is cut open to make doors and windows. The absence of material in the wall renders the use of the room. The existence of something renders the convenience, and the absence of something renders the use. He also says, few in the world understand the following: education without words, and the benefits of imperceptible action. 10. Binary thinking. Look at these word pairs highlighted in yellow. They are moon, sun, winter, summer, far, near, steep, gentle, wide, narrow, deadly, safe. Existence, absence, difficulty, ease, long, short, high, low, front, back. I believe their inspiration comes from I Ching, or Book of Changes, which is a fortune-telling book. What's worth mentioning is how the Chinese do fortune-telling. They see the world as binary codes. Hence, the binary thinking in Lao Tzu and Sun Tzu. To sum up, these are some of the similarities between Lao Tzu and Sun Tzu. Imperceptible action and formation. Think outside the box. Know the enemy and ourselves. And be water. Now, the big question: who influences whom? Many ancient works are group projects over generations. For example, Aristotle's works. The same goes for most literary works in ancient China. We don't know when Sun Tzu's Art of War or Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching were written, nor how many versions of their works had existed before the ones we commonly see today. Sun Tzu and Lao Tzu could be contemporaries of each other, but we must keep an open mind to interpret their texts. Maybe the third version of one influenced the seventh version of another. We just don't know. Conclusion. Tao Te Ching is a great book on power and strategy. Be water and stay active. And are you sure Taoism is the philosophy of the hippies after watching this presentation? And of course, if I can figure out this much, I can see the drug cartel's vulnerability. I can see Russia's vulnerability. I can see Ukraine's vulnerability. Their people should talk to me. So, see you next time, and hopefully you will see my TV show one day soon. Thank you. Bye.